Hey there, home theater fans. Todd with AVNirvana.com. I'm hanging out with Ollie Thomas of PMC Speakers here at CEDIA 2025. I just got out of the demo room here that you have with a whole bunch of partners, and unreal.
Yeah, we brought a lot of speakers.
You definitely did bring a lot of speakers. First off, for the North American audience, maybe you can give us a little backstory on PMC, and then we'll dive into the awesomeness that's going on in that room.
So like the background of PMC all began 35 years ago. One of the two guys that started the company was my father. He was ex-BBC, so lots of studio music production, audio knowledge, and that's how PMC was started out, and that's really our bread and butter, our heritage, is the studio world. So yeah, we've been making studio products for a long time. All of the leading studios around the world now have lots of PMCs in them. The likes of, Apple, Netflix, UMG, Universal. On both on the movie, post-production, as well as music, mixing, mastering. Everyone is drawn to PMC because we make super low distortion, very high quality monitors. Yeah. And we thought, hey, we should really bring the speakers which make all the content that everyone's watching in all the demo rooms here, and make our own demo room.
Would you consider that DNA then pro audio?
Yeah, sure, it's pro audio DNA for sure. We just see it as building the best speakers in the world.
It's really interesting to me that a lot of these amazing brands, yours included, that have this unbelievably organic, high dynamic range sound that's extraordinarily detailed. It really reveals the track, and if you've never heard speakers like that, you wouldn't know what you're missing, but once you hear it, you know exactly what you're missing. But I always find it interesting, the pro audio roots are always, it always seems like they're right there with those brands.
I would probably just guess that that's because we're making tools which are used to make design decisions by the mix engineers. So like the first rule of speakers in the pro audio world is making something incredibly accurate. Yeah. And I think that's probably what descends through. But then of course, we make really low distortion monitors, and a lot of that goes to some of like the key technologies that we've got. What's synonymous with PMC is transmission lines. We've got our own variant of that technology, which we call ATL, standing for Advanced Transmission Line. This has got a lot of different proprietary materials that we use to ensure that, super low distortion monitors.
Yeah. Are the speakers horn loaded, or is that just a really elaborate waveguide?
No, that's what I'm talking about with the transmission line.
I missed on that.
So it works a little bit like a quarter wave resonator. So the vent output of the box it's not acting like a horn, but it's similar to some of the big horn style, like big PA rigs. Yeah. But rather than it being like a flared port, it's a tapered transmission line in our box, and we do that so that we absorb more of the mid-range energy. So it's kind of like higher quality, but less efficient. Mm-hmm. It works well for the studio world and for home theater.
And the driver technology behind that is?
So we use a variety of drive unit technologies. The ones which have like the most interesting looking waveguides that you see on mid-ranges of the CI140 in the room. You can decide what that shape looks like. People have different ideas, but that's two different waveguide profiles interlaced on top of one another. Okay. The reason we do that is like the steeper waveguide profile you have on a little 2-inch dome mid-range. We can boost the low frequencies with that and kind of like contour it, which is really useful. We get that 2-inch dome mid-range down to like 350 hertz, which is great. And then there's like a slightly less steep gradient also on there, which gives the mid-range much wider directivity, which is another thing kind of synonymous with PMC speakers, super wide directivity monitors. So the off-axis sound is very similar to the on-axis sound, gives a very even sound field.
So the room in here is roughly 18 feet wide, I would assume, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I haven't measured it, but yes. Yeah.
It's probably roughly something like that. So in that case, do you have to tow in the left and right channels, or because of that wide dispersion, are they pretty much just flat mounted on the front?
So that's where we get into kind of a bit of a discussion of a few different people have different ideas about how you should do it. But yeah, the front wide CI140s, they are angled in, and some of the overheads are also angled towards like the central listening position. The guys at Storm Audio that did the large part of the setup of the room have done an amazing job of calibrating it and getting it really smooth and even. And I think they just angled the speakers as they saw best for the measurements, and it's worked out really well.
So what models are integrated into this system? Just kind of, if you can give us a little walk around.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I couldn't remember this earlier because jet lag is real.
It is, and we're all tired. It's good. It is
a 15.1.8 system. The 0.1 is handled by 4 PMC BST subwoofers. Then we've got the massive Deus 60-inch ground shaker, which is terrifying.
It is terrifying.
15 channels. So we've got left, center, right are our MB2 XPD, which is actually a proper studio PMC product in lots of studios around the world. It's like a sort of 6-foot tall beast. And then the rest of the surrounds are 12 of our CI140s, which is the biggest of our CI models. And then we've got 8 CI65s for the overheads or heights.
Yeah, I unboxed the surrounds. Just handling them, having a chance to handle them and see them, it's just super high quality fit and finish on them. And they have a nice weight to them too, as I found out.
There's a lot in them, like particularly the CI140, that's a big 3-way design. It handles nearly full range signal, high SPLs, it's got the great mid-range on it. There's a lot in that enclosure, and then it's got a beautiful brushed aluminium front panel, which is on there also to give a bit of mass to the box. And then, of course, because it's a transmission line speaker, it's fully enclosed with the vents on the front.
Now, in terms of your presence in the North American market, we've seen you here before. I was talking to you the other day about the Aura 3D presentation years and years ago. That we're probably dating maybe 10, 11 years ago. How active are you in the North American market? I mean, you're now hooked into playback distribution. So are you becoming more active, or are you just kind of transitioning how you're distributing your product here in the US and Canada?
I mean, yes, definitely more active. So playback distribution, we've been working with for a couple of years now. They've got a wonderful set of skills and lots of people that know a lot about the home theater market. So they can really, they're designing beautiful rooms, very professional rooms, in a way that I think we haven't managed to find that kind of partner in the past. So we're going for it now. We're designing more products specifically for the CI market, which will be coming out over the next couple of years.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I mean, there are loads of big home theater systems in North America, which are PMC systems, but there could be a whole load more.
Yeah.
Part of it is having this fantastic room to demonstrate to a much wider audience what we can do. And part of it is having playback. They're doing a fantastic job, and they are also representing us north of the border in Canada as well now.
Are the speakers available through dealers only, or are there retail, like online access to those?
I believe there is some online access. It is through a range of like system integrators and dealers, but I think some of those do have online stores.
Okay. And just to finish things up, I wanted to talk a little bit about the low end. Everything is integrated so well. That low end was just buttery smooth. It punched really, really hard a couple times though. Do you know the handoff between the infrasonic and your 4 subs that you have deployed in there?
Yeah, 20 hertz. So
that's amazing. Yeah.
I think the PMC subs are full range for the subs, so they're going all the way down below that, and they'll go down to about sort of 15 hertz or so. But the output's really tailing off down there, whereas the big ground shaker's like, I'll do 15.
He's perfectly happy, digging into that territory.
So I think it's that important bit of rolling it off. Like it's only going out to 20 hertz. You can't even hear 20 hertz. Yeah. And then the rest of it is all being done by the big PMC subs. And I think that's the secret to the room, is not pushing the infrasonic too high. And that's what gives it that nice integration.
Yeah. Excellent stuff, Ollie. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you.
Chatting about PMC. And folks out there, I'll drop some links to PMC, but also playback distribution, so you can check them out. And I wish you a very restful rest of the show. I know you're going to be active. But hopefully you can get a little rest in too, so you can knock off the jet lag rust.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, talking to people like your fine self is very helpful for waking me up. So this is good.
Yeah, put you on the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. All right, folks, that's all we have right now. Definitely subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of coverage from CEDIA 2025 on our channel. And more importantly, become a member of our AV and home theater forum community over at avnirvana.com.